How's it going? And welcome back to Chasing Victory with Ben Ballion and Jason Lee. I'm Ben Ballion and that's Jason Lee. And today we got some Week 18 NFL picks for you. Couple playoff implications. We'll break down some of the games that have to do with the playoff implications. Jason, how's it going?
It's going well, Ben. Week 18, the final stretch, and there's gonna be some drama, definitely. That's how it always is. And we're pushing to the playoffs.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. One team with an outside chance of making the playoffs, the Miami Dolphins, are taking on the Jets. So, in my mind, they're going to win this game. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably just going to be hunting that 500th touchdown pass of his career. And I think Jeff Ulbrich is going to be right alongside him, calling plays for that pass. And in my mind, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to be trying to force the ball to Devontae Adams like as much as possible.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. You know what? I might feel a little weird tonight. I am gonna go with the New York Jets.
How? They have nothing to play for besides draft. The
Exactly. Here's
Dolphins.
why. Number one, Tua's out. That Dolphins team without Tua Tagovailoa is completely different. And number two, the Dolphins suck in cold weather. Forgot about that, didn't you? I just think, you know what? This is the final send off for Aaron Rodgers. He's going to get that 100th touchdown. And this is going to be the last time. It might be the last time we see him in the NFL. Definitely, probably as the quarterback of the New York Jets. But you know what? I just have a feeling, everything's just going to work out for the Jets. And it's just not going to be smooth for the Dolphins. I just don't think it is.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one. I mean, the Dolphins have so much to play for. Yeah, it would be cool to see Aaron Rodgers win. That's gonna bring me to my next point. Yeah, I think we already got your answer. You think this is Aaron Rodgers' last game? I agree with you on that, and it would be a cool send off. But I don't know. The way his tenure has gone in New York, it doesn't seem like any fairy tale ending, a happy ending. That's not gonna happen for Rodgers. I mean, his first season he had torn Achilles, and obviously the season went sideways pretty quickly. But getting back to the Dolphins, I mean, they have so much to play for, even though there's just an outside chance that they make the playoffs. Like the Dolphins need the Bengals to lose. The Colts already lost last week, so it knocks them out. And they also need the Broncos to lose. That's three. That's two more teams. The Bengals game hasn't gotten going yet. That's one of the Saturday games they play in Pittsburgh. So there's a chance we know by Sunday that the Dolphins will know by Sunday if they win, they're in or they're done already. Because they don't control their own fate, but they will if this Saturday night slate. Well, they won't, and either way because the Broncos play on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, well, actually, between the three of them, between Denver, Cincinnati, Miami, Miami needs the least things to happen. They need to win, and Denver needs to lose. For Denver to get in, they need
They
they're
just
a
need to
win-in
win.
situation. But if they don't win, Miami has to lose, and so do the Bengals. The Bengals need everything to happen. They need everything to go their way tonight. But I just do not think Tyler Huntley, he's gonna get the start. I have not seen enough from him this season because he's gotten a bunch of opportunities with Tua hurt. He has not stepped up at all. There are other guys like Devon Achane, but I don't even think Devon Achane is gonna have a good game because there's a difference between when Tua plays with him and when a guy like Tyler Huntley plays with him. I just do not think the Miami Dolphins, like, where's Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill has not like amazed me at all this season. Jalen Waddles hasn't amazed me at all this season. Jonnu Smith is their best player on the offense right now. Jonnu Smith is their best pass catcher. And for them to win, Jonnu Smith and Tyler Huntley have to be like this the entire time for a Dolphin victory. And even if they do win, they get in. You know what? If it all works out in their favor, they're going to be the seventh seed and they're going to get bounced right away. But I feel like if Tua was there, I would have taken the Dolphins. But I just can't with the whole injury situation. There's some guys missing on the defense that should be there that are vital to that team. I just feel like, you know what, they got nothing to prove for. And sometimes you have those teams that come into a game where they're already out and they're looking on to next season and they just have that good game. And I think the Jets will.
Yeah, I get what you're saying that when a team has nothing to play for, they're playing carefree. But you say Jonnu Smith's the Dolphins' best pass catcher this year. They found a way to win 8 games with him. It's not like he's a scrub. He's been good enough. He's got the job done. And it's not like Jalen Waddle has had a terrible year. Yeah, it's not. It hasn't been his best year. And same for Tyreek Hill. He's been pretty much MIA at this point. But he still has a chance to hit 1,000 receiving yards in this game. So it's not like he's been awful. He leads the team in receptions. It goes Tyreek Hill with 939, Jonnu Smith with 828, and then Jalen Waddle with 700. So these guys have been good. It's just not what we're used to from Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, especially, but they've been good. And I don't know. I think even Tyler Huntley, Pro Bowler, he has been a Pro Bowler in the past, by the way. Um, he could do it.
Yeah, that Pro Bowler. You know how many quarterbacks opted out of the Pro Bowl just for Tyler Huntley to sneak
Oh,
in? But
Tyler
anyway,
Huntley Pro Bowler. Tyler Huntley Pro Bowl propaganda.
Mac Jones is a Pro Bowler, okay? Mac Jones was the starting quarterback.
Mac Jones went to the playoffs.
Yeah, he did. Mac Jones did go to the playoffs, and good for Mac Jones. But I just don't see it. The Dolphins, sure, like I mean, they've like dealt with a lot of injuries. It's the whole Tua is the big problem outside of the whole game with his head injuries, and is he going to play, and is it his decision making? But I just don't think, Mike McDaniel this year has taken a backseat. Like I get Tua's not there anymore, and your dynamic you know, with him is up there as one of the stronger ones. But you got to adapt, and I feel like Mike McDaniel has not done that with Tyler Huntley, has not done that with Tim Boyle when he played a couple games. I feel like the Dolphins are just a shaky team, and for them to win this game, which is absolutely possible, they just need to. That team just needs to gel. It cannot be a one-man show like it has on the offense. Like Jonnu Smith has run away with the ball on offense. He's getting 100 yards in a game. He's getting multiple touchdowns. That can't happen. You need guys like Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is your biggest name on this offense. He needs to step up. Jalen Waddle needs to step up. Devon Achane needs to step up. Everyone needs to step up on this team, and Tyler Huntley needs to have one of the best games he's ever played in his entire career to beat the Jets.
Yeah, well, who says he can't? I mean, he took the Ravens like he played a playoff game with the Ravens a couple years back. That was the year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. But he's a playoff quarterback. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. Why not? Now let's get to a team whose quarterback got left off the Pro Bowl roster in the Kansas City Chiefs. They'll be taking on the Broncos with nothing to play for as they have locked up that number 1 seed already. Jason, who's your pick?
Well, I will say, I'm sure Patrick Mahomes was left off the Pro Bowl roster for a specific reason. In the event, it happens again, and we all know what we're talking about here. But anyway, I just want to point out that the Denver Broncos are 11-point favorites. Granted, they're home, but wow, Bo Nix is an 11-point favorite to go against the Kansas City Chiefs. Do I think they're going to win by 11 points or more? No way. I am still going to take the Broncos. I still am, because it's simply, one is resting their starters the entire game, and one is playing their starters the entire game. Denver's not in. They are a winning in team. And I think, you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, they can say they beat the Chiefs all they want, but they're not facing Patrick Mahomes. Quite frankly, they should have beaten Patrick Mahomes. They should have been the team that ended the undefeated streak. But, black magic, the ref got in the way. They blocked the kick. Oh, well, whatever. Move on. But you have a team of young guys. Bo Nix has been great. Sean Payton has helped them out a lot. You have guys like Marvin Mims stepping up. Nick Bonito on the defense is really taking reins as a leader next to Pat Surtain. I just think the Denver team is honestly a sneaky team to watch out for. They're going to win. They're going to make the playoffs. And whoever they're going to face, they're going to give them trouble.
I agree with you on the part that the Broncos win. And I also think that they can cover this spread. Like, I don't know what Carson Wentz is anymore, man. I mean, he was awesome in what, 2017, 2018 as an Eagle? But this is the 2020. So much has changed. We had a whole pandemic since Carson Wentz was really like a prominent quarterback in the league. The thing I'm worried about for the Chiefs is is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce not playing for what'll be like 3 weeks at the time? Is that going to be too long? Is Travis Kelce, who's aging, is he going to be able to get it started up again, or is he going to need a week to get back to normal? I'm a little worried about that. And so I don't know. Maybe the Chiefs throw Patrick Mahomes out there for a couple drives. Maybe they throw Travis Kelce out there just for a couple drives, just to keep them in the swing of things.
Yeah, I feel like I think we should like say that Patrick Mahomes should be playing, but he's not. Unfortunately, he's not. Travis is not. Chris Jones is not. These guys are not. So it is going to be the Carson Wentz show for 3 hours. I think honestly, I'm going to agree with you. That is a problem, especially with a 24 day, like starting last week. It's a 24-day rest. This is you get a 3-week bye week before you go play somebody. That team, whoever you're going to play, it might even be the team you're playing against right now. You might play the Denver Broncos. It could happen. You might play the
Yeah, why
Chargers. You
not?
might play the Broncos. You might play whoever the 6th seed is. It might be the Ravens or the Bengals, but they're going to be playing a wild card game. And if they win that wild card game, they're going to be there. They're going to be hunting. They're ready to go. You sat for a couple weeks, and then you get a week of practice. But how much is that 1 week of practice going to push you? Because everyone's been pushing since right now, and you're at home. Patrick Mahomes is at home right now. I'm sure he's going to be there, but he's not playing. He's not getting throws in. So I don't know. Is that something to worry about? I think it is, but I feel like we're still under that umbrella that you cannot go against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, especially when they're home. I feel like it just clicks, and Patrick Mahomes just is lights out in the postseason. Like everyone's going to look at Patrick Mahomes maybe in the first 2 games of the playoffs, and they're going to be like, all right, this is the real Patrick Mahomes, not the Patrick Mahomes that had a bunch of turnovers and was somewhat underwhelming this season.
Yeah, and I think you have to look at the thing like the Chiefs have had the 1 seed before. Mahomes and Kelsey have experience with sitting out this like with this long layover. It's not like it's their first rodeo. So you have to think about that too. Like they know what they're getting themselves into. And then yeah, playoff Patrick Mahomes is a different breed. He is gonna go at you more and with more skill than anybody maybe ever. He might be the best player of all time when he's in the playoffs. He might be the GOAT. And when we look back at 5, 6 more years, he might be the GOAT flat out. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna take a lot to beat Tom Brady, but he might be. And for the Broncos, it's another game. Like the Chiefs don't have anything to play for. Their backups are gonna be playing. The Broncos, though, they have everything to play for. They're playing for their playoff lives. I mean, you look at like Pat Surtain has had a really good year. Bo Nix has had a tremendous rookie campaign that I don't think many people saw coming. Marvin Mims has stepped up as a leading receiver on what could be a playoff team. The Broncos are a sneaky team if they win and they get in to knock off. It'll be the Bills in the first round. They'll be a sneaky team to knock off the Bills in that first round wild card matchup.
That's if they're the 7th seed.
Can they be the
I would
sixth?
not. Will they be the 7th seed? It
Yeah,
depends.
I think everything is locked in. Besides,
I mean, it depends how the Chargers do. It depends how whoever is the AFC North representative in the wild card does. But yeah, I feel like they could be a sneaky team in the playoffs, but they have to get there first. They cannot. This is not an easy game, regardless if the Kansas City Chiefs are resting a bunch of guys. But I'm sure like they didn't say anything about Xavier Worthy. They didn't say anything about guys like Trent McDuffie. I'm
they
sure
didn't say anything about DeAndre Hopkins.
they didn't say anything about that guy either. You look at Carson Wentz. 2017 Carson Wentz. You gave Carson Wentz a veteran in Alshon Jeffrey, and look what happened. You gave someone, a young quarterback, a veteran, and that Eagles team 7 years ago was magic. They easily made the playoffs. They completely outmatched the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But here's the thing: the Denver Broncos cannot take this as, you know what, we're just playing a bunch of backups. Who cares if Patrick Mahomes isn't playing? They should. They should treat this game like their lives depend on it. Number one, because technically they do if they lose. But they cannot get complacent and, run, just like run a couple passes, short ball, check down. They can't do this. They have to play like four of the best quarters they've played all season, because that's going to show us that they can compete against Buffalo, that they can compete against whoever the 3 seed's going to be, whoever, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers, whoever it is. They can compete, because that's what needs to happen for me to believe that the Broncos actually have a legitimate chance in the playoffs.
Yeah, they need to show you a lot right now. Looking at the Chiefs injury report, Isaiah Pacheco and Jawan Taylor are the notable outs. But then if you look to the doubtful part of it, Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Trent McDuffie, Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce. So you have those guys. But then you have two of your better receivers in DeAndre Hopkins and Marquise Hollywood Brown that aren't on the injury report at all. And so we'll see what Carson Wentz can do with those two receivers if he could carry this Chiefs team to a win. Look, we talked about the spread earlier. It's 11 points. That's a big number for a Chiefs team that's pretty loaded still. I mean, I don't know. They still have a lot of talent that's going to be displayed on the field. And I think there's a chance that the Chiefs win, but at the end of the day, I do think the Broncos win.
Yeah, I feel like, it could be anybody's game depending on how the Chiefs dynamic works. I mean, they got a great coaching staff, because they're 15-1 and everything worked out. But I don't know. Like, again, the Broncos need to show me, they need to show everybody that, you know what, if we're going to compete, we need to play like the strongest game we can, because there's no easy team you're going to play. You're either going to play Baltimore, you're either going to play Pittsburgh, you're either going to play Buffalo. Ugh, ouch. Like, I would not want to play any of those teams in the playoffs, because I don't know. I mean, I think Bo Nix can handle it. I mean, he played all those years in college. He played in two different schools, two different conferences. He played all around. He was a great guy in college. He was a vet. And
He's
I feel
NFL
like,
ready.
yeah, he's a vet already. He's 25, and I feel like that could honestly help the Broncos with an experienced quarterback. But again, it's all on this week, and they have to win.
They got to get it done. All right, let's get to the last game we're going to do. The biggest game of the weekend, the biggest game of the year. Jared Goff and the Lions taking on Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings at home. Jason, who's your pick?
Who's my pick, ladies and gentlemen?
I think
I
we know
am.
this one.
What? Oh, we already know. Go watch the last video. Go watch everything I have said. I firmly still believe the Minnesota Vikings are the best team in the NFC, and they're going to march into Detroit. Detroit is banged up on defense. This is the best Minnesota Vikings team we've seen in a while. And who would have thought? It's led by Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is having the best year of his life. The team is coming together. The defense, there's not a lot of big names on that defense, but you have guys like Andrew Van Ginkel. You guys have guys like Jonathan Grenard, Cam Bynum stepping up. There's going to be some High School Musical dances in the end zone with the defense. It is going to be a fun game. It's going to be a thriller. Are the Lions going to be close? Yes, but the Minnesota Vikings are, in my opinion, the better team. The offense, it outweighs the bad defense in Detroit.
Yeah, no. The Lions are going to win this football game. I think they've been the more complete the rest of the year. I mean, their offense isn't too banged up besides Jamison Williams, and the Minnesota Viking defense isn't anything too special. Like, I know they've been real good as of late. Like, Cam Bynum's been good, and their touchdown celebrations have been or like interception celebrations have been on another level. Camp Rock, High School Musical. It's been ridiculous, but
It's fun.
you know. I think like I said, the Lions are a more complete football team. even through the injuries. Dan Campbell's a better head coach. Jared Goff's the better quarterback. The Lions have, I would say, a better skill position group. I know the Vikings are loaded. They with Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, C.J. Hawkinson, and Aaron Jones. But you got guys. You got Jahmyr Gibbs. You got James. Never mind. He's hurt. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got a bunch of guys on that Lions, on the Lions skill position group. And the last time these two teams met, back in week 7, the Detroit Lions took the win 31-29.
The Detroit Lions with the other 80% of the starting defense won that game. Every single member of the Detroit Lions, with the exception of Aiden Hutchinson, was healthy. Every single person was healthy, was playing at their highest level. That Lions team was hot. This Lions team right now, I am worried. There is more than enough players on that defense injured and not going to play this game. Brian Branch might have to be the sole leader on the defense, because I feel like, as good as he is, I don't know if he can do it on his own. And let's not to mention the whole point of the Lions offense. Like, yeah, you got guys like Amon-Ra. You have guys like Sam Laporta. You have guys like Jared Goff. He even catches touchdowns, Jared Goff. But a big part of that was the dual running back system. David Montgomery is hurt. Is Jahmyr Gibbs the better running back? Yes, he's the better running back. Jahmyr Gibbs, though, he has to get a lot of reps. And the Minnesota Vikings rush defense is pretty solid. It is a pretty solid rush defense. Behind Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't know. That running back, too, when Jahmyr Gibbs comes off for a few reps, is going to put the Lions offense potentially in a hole.
You say that, but last game, Jahmyr Gibbs had 18 carries for 117 yards and a tutty. I get it's against the Niners, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But that's really the only one of the only examples we have. Let's see. Let's look at the Bears game. The Bears game, 23 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. I know these aren't the best.
Look at what you're saying. You're
know.
saying the Niners defense and the Bears defense.
But this is what we have to look at. I mean, it probably won't be the same stat line, but let's say it's 18 carries for maybe 85 yards. It's not like it's gonna be like the Vikings defense is gonna hold them to like 20 yards or something like that. I don't know. It's an NFL defense. Nothing is easy in the NFL.
You're right, but I mean, like you said, Jahmyr Gibbs is on his own for these 2 games. He played objectively one of the 2 worst defenses in the league, like as he should go for over.
But that's all
yards.
We have to look at.
But it doesn't matter. This is the Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is playing one of the strongest defenses that nobody saw coming. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to get guarded by a bunch of corners that nobody thought was going to be as good as they were. Like, you have guys like Tim Patrick, Jameson Williams. They need to step up. Sam Laporta's got to get into the end zone. Jared Goff has to play like an MVP this game for the Lions to be the 1 seed.
And what's saying he's not, because he has this year.
I feel like, you know what? Like, the Lions can win this game, but it's just a matter of how much of a hole the defense puts them in. That's the issue. Don't get me wrong, Aaron Glenn's a fantastic coordinator, but Ben Johnson and company need to cook something up on offense, because I'm telling you, the Detroit Lions defense is not good right now. They are in a bad spot with all these injuries, and an offense with the unexpected offense led by Sam Darnold, it is scoring a bunch of points, at least 27 in a game. That's scary. That's really scary against the Lions team, and this game cannot be close. And I just feel like the Minnesota Vikings aren't going to be the same team that lost at home week 7. And I'm just going to say it is a shame that the loser of this game is the 5 seed in the NFC. A 14-3 team will be the 5 seed in the NFC and will have to travel to either Atlanta or Tampa. Don't get me wrong, you're going to win that game. Whoever
win this football game, and you won't have to.
Exactly. You win this game, you are not playing till January 20th. Let's get that right. You are not playing till January 19th or 20th if you win this game. You get all this time to rest. You get all this time to prepare. And we're not going to say, you know what, the Chiefs are off for 24 days. I think whoever wins this game will be ready to go. Will be prepared
Yeah,
for.
yeah. The thing with the Chiefs though is that it's because they're resting their starters. Neither of these teams are resting their starters, so they're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, right. But like, I feel like there's not going to be any off days. This is going to be the next like 3 weeks after this game is going to be crunch time for both teams. But I feel like whoever loses, it's going to be the Lions. But anyway, moving on. Whoever loses, I feel like they easily take care of business as a road team. But it honestly matters that let's say I really don't think the Rams are gonna pull it off against the Packers. I don't know. I wouldn't want to play the Rams, but the Rams really have to do well in that game. Whoever they play, they either play the Commanders, they either play the Packers. Who knows? But I feel like the Minnesota Vikings or the Detroit Lions, whoever loses, will play the winner of that game. I do not see them playing Philly yet. I do not see them playing Detroit yet. I feel like the Minnesota Vikings, win or lose, are going to run into the Detroit Lions or the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. I think it's honestly bound to happen. And you know what? I still think the Minnesota Vikings are the best team in the NFC. I stand by that. I stood by that a few weeks ago. I stood by that when we talked about it last time. I think the Minnesota Vikings are, more complete right now. Not the more complete team overall, more complete right now.
I agree with you on your NFC Championship prediction. I don't think the Eagles have enough, and everybody else in the NFC is frauds. Let's get that straight. But as for this one, the Lions are the most legit football team in the NFC. They've done it for the past 2 years now. They have unfinished business. They're going to do it whatever it needs, whatever it takes. Dan Campbell will go for it on 4th and 25 from his own 1 yard line in the first quarter. That is what this game's going to be. And yeah, Kevin O'Connell's a great coach, but Dan Campbell's a better one. And that's how the Lions are going to win this game.
Yeah, 4th and 2, game on the line, 5 minutes in the game. You can kick a field goal or you go for it. What happens if Dan Campbell pulls the card out of his pocket and they don't get it? What happens then? Dan Campbell.
When hasn't it worked this year?
When hasn't it worked this year? There's many times it hasn't worked this year. Dan Campbell has not gone perfect on 4th downs.
Not perfect, but like when has it really costed them a game?
When it mattered most last year in the NFC Championship game.
Last year. I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about this year.
It's still Dan Campbell. It is still Ben Johnson.
I said, when has it happened this year that it's really costed them a game?
Okay, but this is the playoffs. This is the real deal. They didn't do it last year. They blew it. Why? It's pretty much an identical team. No one's really new other than Zadarius Smith. But no one's really new on that team. Ben Johnson's there, Aaron Glenn's there, Dan Campbell's still the coach. He's still the same play caller he was.
This is the second year of a head coach and a quarterback pairing up. This is not it takes time to build like chemistry and stuff like that. I mean, like they had a whole offseason to work together. Ben Johnson stayed because he wanted to finish the job with the Lions.
Why couldn't he? Why couldn't he finish the job? They were up 28-7 at the half against the San Francisco 49ers.
That's the first that's the first time they were good.
No excuse. You got there. You were a high seed and you got there.
Yeah, that's your first. Like my theory is, and this is what I've seen through a lot of sports. The first time you get there, it's just fun and games, and then the second time, it's time to really win. That's how it is. And now it's time to win for the Lions, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, the first time the Niners played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it was all fun and games. Last year, it was
the Super Bowl is a different story. This is the first time being good for the Lions.
What? This is the first time being good for the Detroit Lions?
In a long time. Since you had prime Andrew Luck.
Yeah, this is the Andrew Luck.
Oh, no, Matt Stafford.
Andrew Luck.
I'm thinking about the Colts. I don't know why.
Go Colts. But
Anthony Richardson popped in my brain, bro.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to the Colts. They're gonna win. But anyway, like I just don't think like are the Lions the more complete team. Yeah, probably. But I just feel like the Lions are it's shaky for me, especially with this team.
It's shaky, but the Lions have been up to the task every single game this year. They have taken every challenge head on. Dan Campbell has led his team through to a ten game winning streak this year. Jared Goff is having pretty much a career year. He is an MVP candidate. He is right up there with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. Amon-Ra St. Brown is having an awesome year. I get what you're saying about the two running back system, but it's not going to matter. The Lions are going to win.
No. No.
You just said it yourself. The Lions are a more complete team.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, fine. I did say that. But the Minnesota Vikings are the better team right now. They are the better team. They look the better team right now. The Lions, I don't know. They can't. That defense can't convince me. Sure, you beat you should put up 40 points against San Francisco, but it's San Francisco at the end of the day.
In each of the last games, they put up 40 points. They put up 34. They put up 42 in a loss. They put up 34. And then they put up like 23. And then 2 weeks before that, they put up 52. So in the last like 7 weeks, they put up 35 plus like 5 times, 6 times.
I don't know. I just think the Vikings are going to come in and they're going to cause some trouble.
I just can't get with that. I don't know what it is. I haven't felt like the Vikings are like, I know they're going to be a really good team and I think they are legit, but I just don't think they're better than the Lions. I think the Lions are the juggernaut and they're the best team in the NFC without a question. That's how I've thought of it the whole year.
So they're the best team in the NFC, but
Yeah.
So you're saying this matchup right here is the NFC Championship game right now?
Yeah, I said it 5-10 minutes ago. This is an NFC Championship preview.
I hope it is.
I hope it is too.
And the team that wears purple and gold and blows the cow horn in Minnesota will win.
This is a Cowboys fan speaking, by the way. This is gonna be a war, an all-out war. I mean, we saw it last time with the 31-29 win for the Lions, but this is gonna be like, it's gonna be awesome. I would sign up for 2 more for this game and then one more right now.
Yeah, cinema. That's what we're gonna get.
It's gonna be awesome. And the one last aspect I want to bring up is like the Lions have just, I don't know, they've figured everything out. No matter the problem, they figured out a way to overcome it this year. I know they have what? They're 14-2. They're looking to get to 15 wins on the season. Not winning a game in the NFL, it doesn't matter who you're playing. It is not easy. And I know the Lions are supposed to kill the Jags. I know the Lions are supposed to beat the Titans by 52-14. I know that's how it's supposed to happen. But it's other games like beating the Packers, like beating the Vikings the first time, like beating the Rams. I mean that was week 1. The Rams were pretty healthy at that point. And they put up a good fight. The Lions have figured out how to overcome any challenge. And the Vikings haven't been bad at it either. But their 2 losses, I mean, they haven't had bad losses either. They lost to the Lions and the Rams. But it's like, I don't know, they just haven't had as dominant of wins as the Lions have. They haven't like the Lions win in convincing manner. The Vikings don't do it as much. I mean, they have the games. They beat the Giants 28-6. They beat the Texans 34-7. But other than that, pretty much every game is close. They only beat the Jags 12-7.
All right, that game was a fluke. We all know it. The world knows that game was a fluke in Jacksonville.
Beating the Bears 30-27.
What?
Beating the Bears 30-27.
That's a divisional game. We can.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lions beat Bears 23-20. Yeah, I'll beat you there.
Yeah, they also beat the Jags 52-6. And they beat whoever the
It was in Jacksonville. It was raining.
52-16. It doesn't matter.
Here's the
I
thing.
don't think that
These
game was in Jacksonville.
these games can be close all they want. This is how it's going to be in the playoffs. This is not going to be the Lions are going to put
That
up.
Jacksonville game was at home.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. That was at Ford Field.
Oh, the Lions game. Sure, sure. Oh, okay.
And so they beat the Titans at home as well, 52-14.
Yeah, let's clap it up for the Detroit Lions.
Here we
They
go.
beat 2 top 5 draft picks. Oh,
And
wow.
what they drafted well. That's what they're supposed to do. That's the formula to success.
Whatever. You know what? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I win the argument. Here we go.
No, you don't.
Haha.
This is not how. No, the Minnesota Vikings. Sure, they've played close games. Sure, they've won games that they should have won by a lot more. But here's the thing: Minnesota is going to play all these tight games because that's how it's going to be in the playoffs. The Lions are not going to they're not going to march in. Sure, let them be the home team. They're not blowing anybody out by
So
three
you're
possessions.
saying you want to play as many high stress games as possible in the regular season? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
I'm not saying that. It's just, I mean, it's the way it's gone right now. I'm sure like they don't want to win these games by one possession, but that's how it's going to be. The Minnesota Vikings are the only blowout they're going to have is if they're the 5 seed and they go play whoever Tampa or Atlanta. That's the only blowout they're going to have. Like if they're the 1 seed, their divisional round, it's just gonna. I feel like it's just gonna be close. But I feel like the Minnesota Vikings, you know what? Put the pressure on Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold hasn't had this much pressure on him in a positive way. Sam Darnold has all this negative pressure on him in his career. He went to the Jets. He went to the Panthers. He backed up Brock Purdy and San Fran last year. There was all this negativity. This is positive reinforcement that Sam Darnold needs. He needs this game to be 4 quarters. This game would be too easy. If the Minnesota Vikings somehow blow the Detroit Lions out on Sunday night, everyone's going to look at that and be like, oh, fluke. Minnesota Vikings are like, oh, they won this game, but I don't think they're going to win the next one. Like, I feel like it's just, positive reinforcement. I think it just has to go that way. This game needs to be close. And if the Minnesota Vikings are going to win, they need to do what they've done all season. And that offense is better than the Lions defense. And that is all that needs to happen. That is all that needs to happen. Enough.
No, that's not how it's gonna go. The Lions are gonna win. I think they win. Like the Lions are favored by a field goal. I think it is right now. And I think that's what it's gonna come down to. It's gonna come down to 3 points. It's gonna come down to a touchdown, and it's gonna be who makes winning plays down the stretch. Who plays a cleaner game? Do the Vikings give up penalties again like they were to the Packers last week? Do the Lions make a mistake on a 4th down? Does Dan Campbell's trickery not work? This game could go either way. I mean, we're debating over a 3-point game right now. Like it could really go either way. It's gonna be about who makes the winning play, who makes the big play late in this matchup, and who plays a cleaner football game.
Who makes the winning play is the quarterback that has been in that situation multiple times this season.
Yeah,
that's who's going to make the winning play. You just said all their games are blows. Their games are over and boring for 3 quarters.
Jared Goff has been to he's been to the playoffs in his career with the Rams. And
Sam Darnold went to the Super Bowl last year.
As a backup?
No, he went to the Super Bowl. You said Tyler Huntley went to the Pro Bowl.
Tyler Huntley played in the Pro Bowl. And he played in the playoff game. Sam Darnold was sitting on the bench next to
Sam Darnold went to the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold and Jared Goff.
That's not even close to what I was saying.
Sam Darnold and Jared Goff are both 0-1 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, At least Jared Goff played and got experience in the Super Bowl.
Yes, yeah. What did he do in the Super Bowl? What did he do? 9 points?
He didn't play well, but he was there and on the field. Sam Darnold was on the bench. Sam Darnold was grabbing Brock Purdy water.
Sam Darnold was on the field. Technically, the bench is on the field. So Sam Darnold.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, though. Jared
Goff. No, Minnesota Vikings are it's going to be a clutch time win, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think this debate is fizzled out. So we're gonna end the episode right here. I'm Ben Bally, and that's Jason Lee. We'll see you next week. We're gonna talk about this game, the Lions game, 100% chasing victory. We'll talk to you soon.